economy is lifting slowly. And those of you that want to travel, that you're in a hurry to travel, there's Iceland, there's Gibraltar. Is it Gibraltar? And Australia, if you want to travel 24 hours, that's fine. It's open. So if you want to, but don't forget, if we're trying to plan this trip, there's a lot of challenges along the way. So please think carefully, follow the guidelines before you book your trip, and be sure that you're ready to travel. So again, I want to welcome everybody. So this is MK Afrobeam. It's an online show. It's a community engagement show. We bring in people to discuss important information, to provide information to the society, to the community, and to our environment as a whole, with the Milton Keynes environment as a whole. Today, we've got a lovely guest here. She's a supermodel. She's an actress and also a TV presenter. And her name is Miss Adunni Haruna.
Absolutely.
Miss Adunni Haruna. She calls herself Lady Adunni, you know, Adunni Elizabeth Haruna. Of course, you're a lady. If you've got Elizabeth in the middle of your name, that's royalty, isn't it? That's one. And secondly, we also got Mr. Obabumi Akirimisi, our co-host, as usual. Welcome again. Thank you, Mr. Bumi, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we've got a guest here, Ms. Hope, as well. Welcome. So today's topic is about our young ladies and how they can respect and value their bodies. This is a very, very important discussion because I had a talk with Miss Adunni a while ago, and she was so worried she was concerned about how our ladies of today are presenting themselves to the society, how they need to value themselves. We should know, the ladies, our young girls should know how beautiful they are, and so they should represent themselves properly, they should value themselves properly. And I thought that was a very, very good discussion, and it is a very good discussion to talk about. But before I start, I just want to share this slide just to introduce Miss Adunni, and she can, later when I finish sharing the slide, I will put it back up and she can introduce herself again with the slide.
Okay.
So, spare with me 1 second. So let me know if you can see the screen.
It's saying right now, M&G Productions started screen sharing and it's just scrolling.
It's coming up.
Oh dear.
I think you just need a bit of time and then it will work.
And now, I'm going to stop sharing.
Still scrolling. It's not sharing. What did you want to put?
I will just... Can you guys see? I'm so sorry. My network is misbehaving this evening. Let's try it again.
Okay, it looks like we can see something.
So is it sharing?
Yes.
The PowerPoint. Yes. Do you see topic? Do you see the flyer?
Yes.
Lovely. Good. So I can see it. Bear with me. I can see but I don't know what's going on. So just bear with me. Apologies to all our viewers today. My network is misbehaving. But yeah, so today's topic, like we say, is tips on how our young ladies can respect and value their bodies. So we've got Miss Adunni Elizabeth Haruna, an actress, a TV presenter, and a supermodel who will be taking us through this discussion. And that is our Adunni there, lovely Adunni, when she look at her when she's getting ready for her modeling events. And that's her when she's all prepped and looking nice. Look at her, that's Adunni. I love this picture of yours. It's so beautiful. We've used it on most of our events, and God, it's very, very catchy and very attractive. And you do your posing very well. So that's that. I'll just go back a second. Don't know what's wrong with me today. So Adunni, please introduce yourself to our group, to our team.
All right, so good evening and greetings, everyone. My name is Adunni. As you can tell, I am Nigerian. I'm first generation. I came to England when I was just a baby with my mom, after my parents had married, and we began our life in England. That was a good over 30 years ago. There are now 4 siblings. There are grandchildren. We're all doing well. There's 4 doctors in the family, all professionals, all looking ahead to the future and thanking God. We're a Christian home as well, family. So my journey as a TV presenter and a supermodel, when I was younger, nobody ever told me that when I grew up, I could be a model. And nobody ever told me I could be a journalist. There were things I'd seen on the TV, seen in magazines, but I never dreamed or imagined it could be myself. When I grew older, through different circumstances, I had the opportunity to choose fashion and to choose television. They were not planned choices, but as soon as I saw the opportunities, I grabbed them with both hands. Today, I have been able to model for 10 years. I'm celebrating my modern anniversary of 10 years in fashion, film, music, and television. Thank you. This spans 4 industries of film: Hollywood, Bollywood, our industry, Nollywood, and UK movies. It spans music videos, 20 music videos, commercials, and so much more. It has been a really fantastic journey. As you can see by the slide, the first me, snuggle me. I developed this phrase during my fashion modeling because as a model, I had the opportunity to hang out with musicians and at music video sets. And I found I could develop friends with some of the musicians, and they would invite me to their tours and to stay with them and to travel with them. And I said, hoggle me, smuggle me, to kind of encapsulate the idea of them looking after me like their little sister, making sure that I'm okay. So I've had the exciting opportunity to be part of the tour of Two-Face Idiba, Baba Two-Face. So he has come to the UK, of course, several times.
Yeah.
Through connections with his band, the backup dancers, the female dancers, I managed to go on tour with them, stay sometimes with the ladies in the hotel. I've been on music sets, and I've also with them and with his artists and himself. And I've also been on tour to some of the people that they visit when they come to the UK, and they look after me. They're like, "Oh, Adunni, are you tired? Just go and sleep. Just go and rest. You want them to eat." They've treated me. Afrobeat artists have treated me so well. So hoggle me, smuggle me means like wherever I'm going, they just like make sure they snuggle me in.
They take care of you.
Sneak me into. If they have to sneak me backstage, they'll sneak me backstage. They have to sneak me into a hotel, they'll sneak me into the hotel. They sneak me into the video set, they'll sneak me in. They have to do what they have to do to make sure Adunni is okay. That's how they treat me as a model. So
fantastic.
It's been fantastic. Of course, when I went to Nigeria, I had friends who brought me to the house of Davido back then. Of course, he's got houses now. He's got at least another new house in Richmond Estate. He's just going from success to success, isn't he? So we're so proud of our Afrobeats artists and our stars and their continuing success. So my journey has taken me in so many places. You'll see some links put up if you want to find out more, if you want to see my pictures, you want to see any of the work that I've done, or if you have questions, if you know any young people who want to get into fashion or film or music, let them speak to me. I am a person of faith. Today we're actually talking about young women respecting their bodies. As a Christian in fashion, with my grandfather being a bishop, some people ask me, how can you model? I can. The reason why is Christ has told me to be a light in the world. If I'm a light in the world, I can't hide in my home. Nobody will see the light. I have to go out into the world, but I have to do so with wisdom. I go to church regularly. I always have. I sing in the choir. I've been in the choir for 10 years consistently, almost 10 years as well. So therefore, God speaks to me and guides me as I humble myself to read the Bible and to pray to him and to guide me what to do. You'll see a ministry page, which is an Insta ministry I've started called Kingdom Heart Ministries, Kingdom Heart M, #Kingdom Heart M. So that's Kingdom Heart Royal Ministries. That is all about being a creative in Christ. If you're on set, if you're driving, whatever you may be doing, how to focus your mind to be God-centric, not man-centric. So you always focus on what's important and you don't lose your values or get swept away in the moral tide. I've taught in my journey as a woman, you can have so many choices of compromise, but I want to encourage young women that you may be curvy as an African or a Caribbean woman, but you don't have to choose your curves over couture. Couture is high fashion. It's what I've modeled in for 10 years. I'm encouraging young women, think about your outfit. Think about how you project yourself. Please have a sense of good style, strong sense of style, how you want to seem. be more interested in how beautiful your garments look, your outfits look, your couture outfit looks than your curves. Don't want to show people in a music video or whatever how shapely your body is. No, show them how shapely your dress is, so that your dress is what you're projecting, or your jeans or your top, not your body. We don't need to see your body. We want to see a projection of what you're carrying, your fashion and your self-worth,
your personality. Fantastic.
Exactly.
And we just stop this sharing, yeah, so I can I am so sorry. I am having a terrible problem with my network today.
Don't worry, no worries.
So my apologies. I just want to do something. Miss Abumi, please take over for me, please, if you don't mind. Except me, because I don't know what she's just said now. It's very, very unlikely.
Thank you. You'll see more if you go to Kingdom Heart Royal Ministries, Kingdom Heart M. You'll see a lot more little posts here and there about your character and Christ over creativity. God gives us a source of creativity, but we want to honor God with the creativity. We want to keep Christ at the center of creativity. Even if the people are not Christian around us, we can keep Christ at the center, and we can always think of our character so we're not spoiled. So we're not doing anything wrong or dangerous to ourselves or other people, or to our spirit walk with God. So we're always thinking about being strong in character and strong in Christ and strong in our values. And that will protect us so much by doing the right things, keeping to the right steps. It shields us from so much in life before those things ever come near us, and they can pass over us, pass away from us, go away from us. They get deflected just because we are doing what is right in the first place. We're keeping ourselves sound and safe in Christ. And so I wanted to mention a phrase. Some people say, why do you have such a posh car? So my uncle calls my car, he calls it my dad calls it a sports car. My uncle calls it a cute car. He calls it cute. I call it a toy car. It's basically the roof comes down, it's convertible. My first showroom car, where I went to the showroom and picked the car that I wanted and drove it away. Every other car is from Auto Trade. Next year, I'm planning to buy my second car. I want you to know I started off driving a 400-pound car. My first car, my dad gave it to me, and a pastor gave me a car when I was really down. I had no car, but my first car that I purchased was probably 400 pounds. Can you imagine a car that's the same price?
I can imagine. I can imagine. You know, when you first learn how to drive, you have to spend a little bit of money. I just want to ask you before you continue, please. You've mentioned that you've been a model for 10 years and you've acted as well within that period. And not just that, you've also embraced God. You know, you've done all that. You've embraced God with what you're doing, and that has helped you. It's not just shaped you, you've done it in a very dignified way, isn't it? You've carried yourself well. You've portrayed I wish I can show everyone just what you've done, all your beauty, all your fashion shows, all your gears and everything, and you always come out looking glamorous and beautiful. Because some ladies go into this industry. Yeah, just let me finish, and I'm going to ask you. They go into this industry. Some come out strong. They come out wealthy. Some come out well presented and become celebrities. Well, some come out, they end up having very bad experiences in it. So my first question is this. We're concentrating on Black ladies, Black girls, yeah? There's so many young girls out there who wants to go into fashion, wants to go into music, wants to go into acting. Do you think most of them are they are valuing their bodies? Do you think they respect themselves? Do you think they're able to overcome the temptation of this industry that you are in?
So that's a very powerful question. I think about this all the time. I am an individual who I'm blessed to have a very good, strong education. I went to private school when I was younger. In private school, it's all about discipline. As in many things in life, I've trained in martial arts, capoeira, discipline. I've been in the choir for 10 years, discipline. I've modeled on the catwalk as a high fashion slim model, discipline. These are areas of life that teach you, if you want to succeed, you have to discipline yourself, your mind and your body. It's not just your body, your mind. There's certain things you can't do. Certain things you will drink, you won't eat. Certain places you won't go to succeed. Because you know what you put in your body is what's going to be visible. how you put things on is what they're going to see. How you comport yourself is what you're going to project, and how you train is what you're going to enjoy. So all these things in my life have showed me discipline. So young ladies that want to go forward, especially black ladies figures are not typically the same as Asian, Latino, or white figures. As a black model, I have found in 10 years, I often model amongst white models who are very slim. Being a very slim person myself, typically in the past, I passed easily to model with them. I got chosen. I didn't have racism. I didn't encounter racism. I didn't encounter problem. And some of the wonderful fashion shows would give us thank you cards or little gifts or goodie bags. We could share we could take a goodie bag given to the audience, or we had our own model goodie bags at the end of the show. So as a black model with the figure I have and my countenance being polite and professional, I never had a problem in fashion. But there were black girls I noticed who were bigger than me, which is, it is not a problem. It's not a barrier.
Yeah.
Different fashion shows require different sizes. But the problem that was more of a problem to me is I observed some of these girls, not all, could be a bit too brash, a bit too loud, or inconsiderate. Of course, you would have your personality. But when you're in the office, if you're loud with your friends, you can be as loud as you like. If you go to a field, you can scream with your friends. But when you're in the office, of course, you would quieten down. Likewise, if you're in a fashion, a black person, you can think you're surrounded by white people. How are they going to perceive you if they see you just being loud or this or that? Or if you're late and you don't really apologize, or you're not sincere, you're not running to catch up. Or if you come and it's a fashion show, you're just eating like KFC. Now, of course, black people love chicken. I do. That doesn't mean you can't eat KFC, but most fashion shows, they give you sandwiches because they want you to be able to fit into your dress by the end of the day. And now, that might sound funny, but models that are very disciplined will be very careful just to eat sandwiches and drink water and nothing heavier.
Right.
Black models may be thinking, they're going to McDonald's, they're going here, they just want their chicken. They're not really being disciplined. They're not taking it seriously. They're thinking about their stomach over the profession, but a real model will think about the profession over their stomach, regardless of their color. I've been to fashion shows where the host of the fashion show has provided KFC for the models or pizza instead of sandwiches. Of course they can. Food is food. They can provide any food, and a model should be grateful. But the model should have the attitude that if they have the choice, always go for the disciplined option. If they give you food and it's KFC, even if it's pizza, you don't have to eat the 5 slices. Let everybody in the room have a piece. If there's some left, have half a piece and share it, or have another piece, but don't gazump everything when your purpose is to model. So I've talked about food, but also values. You need to also, whatever your color, whether you're Christian, whoever you believe, know who you are, know what you want, and know what you stand for, and don't compromise, be strong. If you find it's difficult, you may need to discuss some things and think, okay, is there anything I can change? This is what they want. Is that within my values? Is my conscience at peace with that? And then you move forwards. It's like marriage or relationships. Perhaps you may need to have some area of compromise, but not things that are essential values that must never change. And that's all.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for all that you've said. Very interesting. I know that modeling, it's an energy intensive profession. You understand? Exactly. Because you do a whole lot of rehearsals, you do a whole lot of hard working, you do a whole lot of, you understand, stamina you need. And you talked about food right now, and you said sandwich. You can sandwich, sustain your energy, sustain you for so much of the energy you're dispensing, or let me say you're releasing during the course of your professional life. You advise young ladies with respect to this anyway?
So did you say in my advice to young ladies respect this?
Exactly, in respect of, as I said, the profession is very energy intensive. And you mentioned that go for disciplined option of food, maybe by the time you go for any show or something like that. With such little, or let me say, disciplined food in public places, will it be able to, let me say, sustain you, at least to do, those kind of training activities. That's just what I mean.
Okay.
Because some take the option of, let me say, eating heavier, basically because to sustain themselves.
Right.
I don't know whether you get me. To sustain themselves, to sustain, the energy pressure. Pressure that comes with the profession. So what do you have to say concerning that?
Well, actually, when you look at the fashion shows, you're typically there from 8 in the morning, maybe till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. the next day. Because you come, you sit down, you do your makeup, you do their hair. You've got however many models, 12 plus models that have to be treated individually for their makeup, for their hair. That process to a brief on the mood board of how they're supposed to look for the show. You've got rehearsals, you've got lunch break and bits and pieces like that. And you may even have like a dress rehearsal or time where you try on the outfits, and you may have attendees there waiting to help you put on the clothes, take off your shoes, everything. All of this takes time. When you want to achieve something good, like a nice meal, it takes time to reach perfection. Same with fashion shows. Of course, it's always chaotic back behind the stage to some degree, but it comes together. When it comes to food, because you're there for such long hours, maybe the show will be in the evening till midnight, and then afterwards there's an after party, perhaps in the same or different venue. You would definitely need a bit of food. So what they would typically do, if you're there at 8, they say bring your own snacks, but lunch they will be on them, maybe at midday or 1. Then in the afternoon they may give you tea and coffee or water, maybe from the hotel. Maybe 3 p.m. they may say go out for lunch, or they may provide sandwiches again. Then evening, you just expected to be in the show. You wouldn't be thinking about food. After the show, you probably go to the after party, you'll get some free drinks. Maybe people want to buy you drinks, they like how you've modeled or something like that. And then you drive home. So me, whenever I'm going on a long journey, I will always buy myself something like Lucozade a power drink, glucose drink, energy drink, just to give me energy while I drive, if it's a long journey, or just so I don't feel sleepy, because it's been a long day. And I might have a pack of chewing gum and maybe a pack of crisp or chocolate or sweets. So just little snacks to give me energy, but especially something sparkling for the journey. I usually have a drink anywhere I go in my car. But if you're a model, food is typically provided. So the food that is usually provided is usually just sandwiches, crisps, and fruits. Healthy options. Occasionally, they may provide pizza, and people like, ooh, they'll be happy. And occasionally, once in 10 years, I've had KFC, and it actually was a nice treat. But you couldn't do KFC every fashion show. No, you couldn't do that still model. So they do provide food for you. It's not massive amounts, but then you don't want massive amounts, because that will distract from what you're doing. You didn't come there to eat. You came there to model. And if you are really hungry, if it's a hotel, if it's me, I will order something from the hotel. I'll ask them to bring it to me. Or if it's someone else, they'll run to Tesco's. So it just depends on yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any other question?
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
Then there's also another thing I want to bring to the fore. You talked about modeling with the whites. Modeling with the whites. Well, this that I'm about to ask is a bit tricky. Based on, I won't call it experience, but based on information and one or two couple of interactions I've had with models, because I've been in, let me say, I was in advertising for over 10 years. Exactly.
That's
so definitely,
fantastic.
Exactly, for over 10 years. So Two-Face Idibia that you mentioned, we've actually gone on tours together to 2 states in Nigeria when I was working on MTN and all that.
Amazing. Oh, okay.
Exactly. Then Two-Face was Two-Face Idibia. But right now it's now Two Baba. It's a big is a big don now. Forget about it. So what I'm just going into, at least in one of these shows, or let me say one of the experiences I've had, I realized that Black models, female models anyway, then white female models, there seems to be a premium on white female models compared to Black models, because as you said the white models figure and all that kind of thing, but the Black models, you understand, it's a different style entirely. I don't know exactly. For example, one of the models I've admired a long time, which I thought I would be able to meet, maybe I'll still meet her anyway, Naomi Campbell. You understand?
Oh, God.
Yes, she's, you know, at the time she was one of the highest paid model and all that kind of a thing. Then Adunni Darego too, you understand, has also, you know, been able to turn her shape into something like a white, let me say, model, so to speak, and all that. The thing is, do you need to configure, or let me say, do you need to shape yourself to fit the white statistics to be able to fit in as a Black model? Because I see that quite a whole lot.
So I would say, from my observation, Naomi Campbell started off when she was quite young. Her mom supported her in this. Naomi Campbell has always been tall and slim. She actually started off doing ballet lessons. She's very well educated. She is Black to me. She has straight hair. She's always had straight hair. As far as I can remember, I've never ever seen her with natural hair or braids. I've always ever seen her with straight hair, which looks good on her. And I think she's timeless model. She doesn't age. She looks beautiful as she is now. She's still got her figure. She's still looking strong. She's still looking immaculate. Yeah. She doesn't change. She's the same all the way through. She's classic. She's classic. So Naomi Campbell. Yes, that's right. She evergreen. She's I don't think she's trying to make herself.
Yeah, that's not Mr. Bumi. Naomi Campbell is not a good example to use for your question, because she's always been that way.
Exactly.
She's
never really changed to any.
Sorry, but the question
I don't think she's trying to be white. I think it's just how she. I think she's fine at that. But there may be other models that, for example, models who are Black. Like I said, there's models like Naomi Campbell and me. We've always been slim. Now I'm bigger, so I'm not really doing the same type of modeling, because I believe in slim models doing that model because I think it looks more beautiful. But Naomi Campbell's always maintained her figure. But there's models who are Black, who are not Naomi Campbell, who have encountered some discrimination, in America. So, for example, Jordan Dunn said once she was told her chest was too big for a fashion show of a Caucasian designer. When you're doing high fashion, you're supposed to have a certain height, certain size, certain shoe size. If your size is not quite right, you may not get picked because they want girls that are the same for the dresses. Jordan Dunn has got a fantastic figure for modeling, but the designer felt her chest was too big, which, yes, high fashion, typically you're supposed to be a little bit flat. I have started to grow bigger as well. So she, as a Black model, found she couldn't do that show, for example, which is quite alarming that she's so successful that even at her level, that's what they said. Sometimes you have models, I don't know if you've heard of Kimora Lee, who's a Black female model who is a bit big. She's probably a UK size 14 to 16. She looks beautiful. She models with slimmer models who may be size 8 or 10 in UK, but she models and she looks good. So she still comes across as Black. So the point is, some UK models have straightened hair. Like Jordan Dunn tends to have straightened hair in her fashion shows. But you've got there's one called Adoa. She's kind of like mixed race and she's got freckles. She tends to have short hair, afro hair, even dyed hair. Like I like to dye my hair. There's a few others. There's Winnie Harlow, she's the one that her skin has got alopecia. So it's like when your skin is no, not alopecia. She's albino. No, she's not albino. She's got like a skin condition that her skin has got different patches. Pigment, and she models different high fashion. She's got different hairstyles. So I don't feel any Black UK model tries to define himself as white. I don't get that impression, but you have those who prefer their natural hair or their straight hair for sure, or look better. But what I do see is that in fashion, because it's about how you look and how you present something, your figure is very important, and your figure can determine what type of fashion you do. There's different types of fashion. High fashion is the most prestigious and the best to me, but then you've got petite modeling. If you're small, you can model. You've got plus size, which is if you're over size 12 in England, you can do plus size, but typically they want size 16 to 22 for plus size. If you're between size 12 and 16, you probably won't find work as a plus size model because they're not interested. They want certain images to project. You can do lifestyle modeling where you just model like a beverage drink or furniture. You can do music video model where you're dancing, you're looking nice on camera. You can do what I want to do now, which is commercial, which is all about advertisements. So it could be perfume, it could be hair, it could be makeup, whatever you get accepted for. So there's different types, And then there's different names to the different ages. Like if you're older, you're called a classic model. If you're big, you could be called plus size or curve. If you're young, you're a child model. There's just different, there's hand modeling, there's different things.
Okay.
Also, just to add up, I think I want to say something up before I.
No, you can go ahead.
No, I mean up.
Oh no, it's quite interesting what Adunni said about modeling, because that is how I've also seen it. There's different parts of modeling. It's not just the slim part, it's got the plus size. And yes, they should, I think sometimes there's intention of wanting to be like the other person, which give pressure of where we've seen people turn into bulimia, what do you call that?
Bulimia.
Yeah, where they don't eat
Wow.
and stuff like that. That's because that person did not value themselves. You can't be like the other person. That's the truth of the matter. That's why I appreciate what you said earlier on, being valued, what you wear, discipline. That comes into it. So those people who try to be like the others, they don't have that discipline, especially they don't have that value for themselves.
Absolutely.
I think, just to expand upon what you said, or to agree with you, today I haven't read of too many models that have struggled to the extent of actually being anorexic or bulimic. Young people who read magazines struggle with self-esteem. They have different images projected and it affects them if they're not strong, or maybe if they don't have a religion. I, growing up, was very slim. I had not low self-esteem, but I suffered because I felt I was too slim. Even today, if I say the word skinny, I go like this because I felt like the wind will just blow. People said the wind will carry me away. I was like a stick. So no wonder I became a model, but it felt very uncomfortable. I actually tried to put weight. There's girls in Jamaica that are eating pills that you give to chickens or animals to put on weight so they can find a boyfriend.
Oh my God.
This is real. They're just like in Nigeria. Unfortunately we have people. If you look at the creams, if you want to buy cream in Nigeria, you have to be careful you're not buying skin lightening, because that's an epidemic in Nigeria. But in Jamaica, they was eating food pills for animals, or you can go and buy pills to make you add weight, because they say the men want bigger women. So it's beauty is a conception, it's cultural. However, I think models are pretty confident. Doesn't mean they don't suffer. They could feel insecure next to other models, or the designer can make them feel bad or shout at them, or a choreographer might be rude. That doesn't mean they don't have battles. Of course, each model could have a different battle that based on their individual personality, journey, and challenges and contracts. Of course, that's there, but there should be avenues to help them, and models can have fun as well. But what I would be more concerned about is girls who are not models, who don't get to have makeup on, who don't get to have their hair done, who don't get to have to wear beautiful outfits to project. They're just there with their hair curlers, their rollers, and their tongs or their brush. They don't get to look as good, and they may suffer. They may think, oh, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have many friends, people are picking on me at school. They may feel low because they don't have that boost. I went through a situation once in church where someone was a bit mean to me, but I went and I became a model, and it kind of, although I'm a confident person anyway, it just kind of showed them that the person they were being rude to has now become successful, not just in the church level where I was already successful, but in the eyes of the world. Because if you look at some Hollywood DVDs, you can see me there. If you look at magazines, you can see me on Black Beauty and Hair magazine. If you look on television, I'm there. I've even been given a television presenting role this season, this quarter of the year. I should be presenting with Ruach City Ministries. I'll give Antonio the details once I start. I'm just doing my training at the moment. There's so many opportunities coming up all the time. So when you see a situation where you feel like you're going down in life, you don't sit and camp there. You just try and be strong. Speak to someone that you can trust in, that won't laugh at you, that can encourage you and give you confidence. Tell them how you feel so you can share the burden, because they said a burden shared is burden half. Then you try and surround yourself with positive things, encourage yourself, things that you like. Maybe do some exercise, meditation, whatever. Focus, maybe read some poetry or write how you feel, and then keep moving forward, because you know whatever situation you're in now, there could be something better to come around the corner. So you just hold on through those times, hold on, and you may get to the stage in the future where you never go back to how you felt again. I, as a Christian, find preachers very powerful. I think if you tune to the right into the right preacher for you, they will lift your life. You'll never go back down. You'll just keep going up and up, spiritually, emotionally, and then your circumstances can be transformed as well. And the powerful preacher is Joyce Myers in closing, who says, don't go from crisis to crisis, whatever the crisis is, health crisis, financial crisis, any crisis, physical crisis. Pray today, pray now. Pray before you enter into crisis, so that as a crisis wants to approach, you've already prayed. You just remain standing. That situation that wanted to seem like a crisis will go past.
Fantastic.
I've personally found with that advice, the crises don't come.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Wow. It's so good to see, based on everything you've said, how you're able to combine spirituality with just being yourself and also your profession. And, you know, that has worked for you over the years, and it's made you a strong and confident person in your profession. Before we continue, I just want to show everybody, I've got a whole package of images of you here. You talked about when you were slim, talked about when you've added a little bit of weight, you talked about different models and modeling events you've been to. I'm just going to quickly show what you've got on the internet. Is that okay?
Please do. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I want everyone to see your journey for 10 years of Miss Adunni, Haruna.
Let's see what's going on.
Please let me know if you can see this.
Ooh,
can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. Please just say yes. Can you?
Yes.
So that's Miss Adunni. We'll just go step by step. So that's when she was very slim. So then you know the journey she's come from. So, and that's her as well when she's so
different
slim,
African shoots and fashion shows. They're on the red carpet. I've been to so many red carpet programs, some in hotels. That's the Fashion Week in Birmingham. I've even modeled in Las Vegas. This is Birmingham again. I've modeled in Nigeria, in Victoria Island. This was a personal shoot I paid for, or I attended anyway. This is an agency picture from my agency. This is my own fashion show that M&G Production supported.
2019, yes. She hosted it. She hosted her second. Was that your third fashion show for yourself? Second.
And it made the local papers, yes.
She didn't dress too much, you know, because it was an event, but she still looked good. Yeah. This is Adunni when she was very, very slim.
Look at my muscles.
Oh, this lady. Yeah, so we're just trying to show you the journey that she's been through to be where she is today. And this even through that journey. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is you can see I look like a little child. I was probably still 28, 27 here. Like when you model in England, this is GT in Nigeria, Victoria Island. That's me in the pink or the purplish color. Yeah. Kiki Kamani, that collection was called First Kiss. When you model in you find that models, if you want to get into big agencies in London, they typically want teenagers to model with them. They want you to start in your teens, to be slim, to be tall, to be a bit unusual. You don't have to be pretty. You can even be ugly. They can even choose you because you look ugly, because they'll say your look is unique. So Absolutely. What you think is successful is not necessarily what's successful. And the most important thing is modeling is demand. It's supply and demand as with business. If there's no demand for you, you're not going to succeed. There has to be a demand for your look, because an agency is only going to put you there if they think someone's going to pay money to see you wear the clothes. If there's no demand for your look, you're not going to get chosen. If there's no demand for you, you're not going to succeed. So the trick in fashion is to either create the demand, fuel the demand, be part of the demand, look like the demand, or to be aware of the demand. So it's the same as business, the supply and demand. And again, with fashion, if you are in demand and you're scarce product, of course, your value will be higher and you can get greater rewards. But if you're not so much in demand, you may not have so much power. And you can become in demand by doing a lot of shows, doing a lot of networking, meeting a lot of people, gathering a lot of favor. So people like, I like how you model, I like how you look, I saw you here, how are you doing? Who do you know? And all those things. By the time you add that together, you work hard, you speak to a lot of people, you have a professional attitude consistently, they will notice you. I, as a model, although I'm Black, I'm known for being quite shy and very professional. Nobody would ever say I've ever really been professional in 10 years. They'll probably say, apart from compliments for my physique, at the time I had strong cheekbones and maybe nice hair. This is not my natural hair now.
It's so beautiful. Don't worry about you. We all change. Like you said, you started a journey And the older we get, you have to, you don't want to be as slim as you were then. I'm going to run away from you if I see you. When I mean I run away, because we are getting older. The older we go, let's flow with it. Because if you are then you are beautiful because that was your age, you know. And then as you grow older, you follow your age, you know, you grow with your age, you dress according to your age, you dress fine, you know. But I'm not going to tell my age because of some people, but I know I used to be as slim as you. But if somebody tells me to go back to that slimness, it's not going to fit me, because it's only if I'm sick, you know. It will not look good on my age, you know, because I'm talking about, you know, you talk about age, talk about beauty.
Actually look fantastic now. You look beautiful. You look perfect. No, and people say the same to me. They say, actually, Adunni, you were too slim. And as I told you, I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, I didn't intend to be this big.
You were beautiful.
But
that was your time. That was your time of you being slim.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
The thing I'm grateful for is the fact, when I was slim, I didn't waste the opportunity. I saw an opportunity, I grabbed it, I modeled. Now my pictures show the truth of what I was doing at that age. If I hadn't gone to model, if I just stayed in church, going to work, coming back home, nobody would know the difference. They wouldn't know what I was doing on this earth. But because I went to music videos, fashion, commercials, now everything is there for me to see, and hopefully my children to see in the future, my family, my nephews to see what I was doing, what I was achieving, who I met. I've met so many different people, and even musicians as well. Yeah. So that's the thing. At least I made the most of my youth and my figure when I could. And now that my figure has changed, like I called myself a Black woman with a European figure. Now I call myself a Black woman with a cheerleading figure, because a cheerleader can be a bit more robust. So what I'm saying now is I definitely can't do the same things before, but I still try to achieve a high quality look. So to dress smart and to dress elegantly and to dress in a sophisticated manner. I still will try to dance in a very pure and sophisticated way, not in an unclassy manner. And I'll still try to project a good image. So therefore, my figure and wall curves shouldn't be a barrier and shouldn't change that. I'm still going to work to achieve the same level of professionalism and reputation that I've achieved in the last 10 years and the next 10 years to come.
Yes, it's good. You're a big role model to a lot of Black African ladies out there, young girls who want to go into modeling. Your journey, you started from a very young age, and like you said, you saw the opportunity, you took it, and you blossomed, you grew. And today, we've worked with you. Our charities worked with you for almost 4 years. You've been to our fashion shows. You've presented 3 of our events. You've handled most. You support us a lot, and not just every time we know Adunni is coming in, we know something is going to happen, and which is good. So you're not just doing it to bring out yourself. You value yourself. You respect who you are. People respect you for who you are. People value your presence, you know, and you've carried that along with you. You're also supporting the community, so which is good. So all what you're saying here is, if you're a Black lady out there, respect yourself. Go out there, do what you have to do. Put God where you're doing it. Pray before you do it. Trust God and make sure you are in the right circle of people, you know, because if you have the right circle of people, they will help pull you up. Like you say, Davido and I don't know the name of the other guy, Two-Face Idibia. Yeah. You meet the right people at the right time. And then you don't just, from the videos we've seen and the pictures, you don't just model for one particular trend. You model for Africans, for Europeans, for Asian, anyone. American. So don't limit so you're saying do not limit your ability, isn't it? That's what you're telling the young ones. That's right.
Absolutely.
Every opportunity,
dream and pursue your dreams. Just talk to people around you to be safe, to get advice to do things the right way, but definitely you follow your dreams, because dreams can lead you to wonderful places that you never even dreamed you would imagine were possible. Because sometimes you look at life and you think, oh, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. There may be things you may even feel you wish you had achieved that you haven't yet. But I'm sure, if you look at your life and think about it as well, there may still be things that you look at and you see that, wow, I had no idea this would be possible. I had no idea I would achieve this. I had no idea that this is what I'd be able to do. And I had no idea that this is what I would now do.
Okay.
So therefore, I want to encourage people, please keep dreaming and keep valuing yourself and being confident and walking forwards, not moving backwards.
I was going to ask, some people will say, when you say valuing, oh, sorry, Mr. King.
Sorry, I have a question. I don't know. You want to go ahead?
Let me just quickly ask this question before, because some people will say valuing myself. What do you mean by valuing myself? You've talked about God, you talk about how you carry yourself, you know, but I've learned of some ladies who've gone into the fashion industry and they've had they've been sexually harassed. They've had to take these jobs because they have no other option, or they're desperate, or maybe their friends have pushed them into doing that. And some of them, so unfortunately, some of our ladies are smuggled or, you know, trafficked. We don't want to go there. That's going to be a different topic, you know, but some people have no choice. They have no choice. Do you think if they're in that situation, I don't know, I know you've never been in that kind of situation, but if somebody's in that kind of situation, but they have no choice, but people are pressurizing you, must do it. If you don't do it, you won't pay. If you don't do it, you won't. You know, there's some people that are in that tight knit. What should they do to value themselves? What should they do to say, no, I'm not going to do this?
So this is a very big issue. We live in a world now where, yes, we have many technological advances and travel available, but doesn't mean that we are not naive or exposed. I myself personally have just spoken to my bank, who have given me the anti-fraud website to be up to date with the newest scams, because I keep getting scammed out of money, which means although I'm a trained journalist, I'm still naive, I'm still inexperienced. I, who should be knowing about information, I'm still being scammed of information myself. And I said, what is happening? I'm only 40 years old. I can't continue like this. So the truth is, when we are young, we want to dream, we want ambition, but you have to have safe ambition as much as possible. In life, when you take risks, you can either succeed or fail, go forward or backwards, or stay the same. So sometimes it's necessary to take risks, but let them be calculated risks. Speak to people you trust, pray to your God, and pray to God and let him advise you. So you can take a safe route and you can check and measure. Is this risk okay? Do you need to go back? What do you need to do? Someone gives you an opportunity in another country. If you feel uncomfortable, don't go. If you feel maybe okay, check it out before you go. Ask some other people, maybe take someone with you. If you feel it's too good to be true, scammers say, the scamming website says it's probably false. They probably made it so good to be true to make you fall into a trap. Tell someone else, maybe they'll know what the trap is. Personally, I've made up my mind. I'm not going to go into opportunities that are not in the Western world, so America or any Western country, because I don't feel safe now. Before possibly, but not after what I've seen. If I go somewhere to another country, probably I'll stay with a group of people if I'm going to an entertainment program, unless I feel quite confident. Of course, have your money or whatever you need with you. So even if you have difficulty, or your phone charger, you can plug your phone in a restaurant if you have to. You can pay to stay in a hotel. For example, as a model, I've paid to stay in a hotel so many times. Before competitions, I do use the full-length mirror to practice my walk. I can stay safely and clean and warm in the hotel. Sometimes as a model, I've crashed on people's couches. But if I feel that the couch is not safe, then I will find that it's safer just to go and pay to stay somewhere, so I have peace of mind. So therefore, I find that it's very important, like, to try and be as independent as possible. Keep your eyes open. If you see anything dangerous or anything strange, tell somebody, just quietly tell someone. Maybe you're seeing something like crime or spotting crime or helping to save someone. If someone treats you in a way you think is a bit strange, talk to someone else, tell them about it. You could be stopping that happening to someone else. If you see people that look scared or hungry, or you're not sure what's going on, if you can't talk to them, report it to someone. Don't ignore things that are not right in the society, community around you, and be ambitious, but don't let people take advantage of you. So if you are a UK citizen, or you live in the UK, you go to somewhere in the UK for a music video shoot, fashion shoot, or film shoot, and you feel someone's behaving inappropriately, find a way to get out of the conversation, or to leave, or to go to another part of the room, or to quickly move. When you do that, go and put yourself in the surrounding safety around either people that are, if there's numbers of people that are safe, or someone in authority or security there that you trust, quickly go to them and tell them quickly, let them move you away, completely out of that situation, and take you somewhere, either help you to get home safely, or put you on another set, or to remove that dangerous person and call the police. If you go out in club scenes, which I don't usually, but sometimes I go to places for fashion or something, I notice there's different campaigns now that exist. They'll put posters on the wall. There may be a word. It could be like Stanley. They'll tell you, if you ever feel vulnerable or distressed and you're on the dance floor, like you feel someone's trying to be rude towards you, you just say the word Stanley then to your friend, or you find a way to say it in the conversation. That person will go to the bar staff, tell the bar staff, and the bar staff will then quickly call the police or do what they need to do to take the steps to help you. So there's different etiquettes, there's different things you can learn in different environments to keep yourself safe. So knowledge is power, it really is. Learn more and more and more, know as much as possible. If you're going somewhere new, find out as much information as possible, ask as many people as you know that might know. Call up people. I use Google all the time, day and night, to find out information upon information upon information, so that I know as much as I want to know about anything I'm curious about, anything I have questions about, anything I'm not sure, something's asked me about. So internationally, if someone comes from another country, that's trickier, because of course you don't know how they got there. There's so many things you don't know, but you can still be a friend to them. Like, are you all right? Is everything okay? If you feel there's something weird, you know, maybe someone you could talk to about it, the police, or someone you can report it to that would know the steps to take to make sure they can ensure that person's safety. So truth is, in 10 years, I've not really encountered dodgy characters too much. But of course, they may be there. But the truth is, if you are a strong person and you don't mix yourself in things you can see that are clearly wrong, you shouldn't have a problem. It should be obvious if a show is good or bad, if it's organized, if it's disorganized, if they're safe people, if they're risque people. At some point, you should know, if you're in your own space, if nobody pushed you there or dragged you there, if you picked yourself there, you'll start to see things that will give you an indication or a sign something's not right here. The people you'll see, they're not looking right. The venue doesn't look right. Something will give you that clue. But of course, if you're going to an environment that you don't know, you may not know as well. So that's why it's best to go safety in numbers, which is what I wrote down here. I wanted to say, when you go out, limit what you drink. If you drink, always remain in self-control. If you're going with a group of friends, which you should if you're going to drink, let one of them, so they're always alert, just in case any of you goes over the limit. Remain safety conscious. Have the good friends, because bad company corrupts good morals. If you've the wrong group of friends, you could put yourself in danger just by being with the wrong people, because they could influence you to make the wrong decisions if you don't get out of it. Be healthy, do some training. Healthy, what you eat, think, say, listen to, and watch, because that will affect your mind and your life. Be safe, and stick to your principles, and also think about how you project yourself, because how you project yourself is how people can perceive you and treat you, just because of what you've shown them. So always try and project the best image when you're going out, and the right image. Think of how other people see you, and if that's what you're really wanting to say, and that should really help you along the way. And of course, if you're Christian, pray.
Wow, thank you very much. Just before I go ahead, Mr. Bumi, you were going to, sorry, I cut you off earlier. You were going to say something.
The question I want to ask is something that you asked already, but maybe I can just twist it this way. You've modeled in Nigeria as well, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, UK, US, and all that. I've been in, at least I was in communication industry for over 10 years. I know what it is like when you were doing casting, when you were, casting for adverts, casting for shows, for events, and things like that. Let me say, to an extent, at least before I went into academics in 2014, I know what it takes, because working for this brand like MTN, Coca-Cola, and all that kind of thing, you've seen it all. And I saw the GT modeling that you did the other time and all that. Do you want to say that you've not experienced this, what I can call, quote and unquote, if you don't play ball, you understand, I'm going to feature you. I don't know much about the UK or US experience, but the Nigerian experience that I know, I've run into a lot of problems because of, as a person, because of certain stands that I have. Because naturally, some maybe after certain fantasizing, just the way I told Antonia when I heard the name Adunni, you understand? when some of my colleagues then fantasized with some of those models, and they will want to enforce it that, look, they must come for this event, they must be put on this show, they must be, you understand? And I stood it has, I've had a whole lot of problems as a result of that. And that's one of the things I said, look, I've seen it all, let me just get into academics and forget about all this. What I want to say is that, okay, you want to say that maybe in Nigeria, you never experienced such, or let me say anybody experiencing such. How can, because I won't say I was, I just had to leave the scene after a time. After I just believe that I've gotten to a certain level, let me leave it. There's no, MTN was the biggest brand, Coca-Cola biggest brand, so definitely there was not any anymore. Let me just explore new ground. That was why I went to anyway. But I know that this thing, prevails a lot in Nigeria. That's why I said I don't know much about UK, or because I've not been in Nigeria.
That's interesting.
Right.
I've heard Nollywood has a big problem. I've heard Nollywood is very well known that people do all kinds of crazy things to get into Nollywood, and it's not good. You have to be very strong and very safe, and you may actually just avoid going to Nollywood altogether, because it's very difficult not to be immoral and be in Nollywood. In Nigeria, there is London Nollywood. London Nollywood is different because, well, London Nollywood may be the same, or maybe different. I don't know. I think London Nollywood, the people I know within it are wonderful human beings. But of course, there may be things that the people I know from London Nollywood are quite principled, moralistic, charitable, kind human beings who are professionals but are compassionate. Nigeria, I know I've heard people having to do the wrong things to get into auditions, to get onto screen. I've heard that's true. I've only ever heard it. Fashion in Nigeria, I know there's different centers of fashion that there are, but my gut feeling is in fashion, if you're a professional, if you're being paid money, and if you're going to a show where you're seeing people and you're wearing clothes, evening clothes of designers who are reputable, they're well-known African designers, you shouldn't really have that problem. When I was in GT, I actually went to the audition late or something, and they just let me into model in one show. I didn't get to do many shows. They said I should also model in the section where they sell outfits to the attendees of the show. So I was like a show model as well as a runway model. So I got on TV, I got into the booklet that reminds you of the event. I've still got it on my desk now, but I also went to sell clothes just where they come afterwards and walk around. So the truth is, both places I got treated well. I had no harassment, nothing at all. I never saw anybody doing the wrong thing, like being told to do anything wrong or dress anything wrong to be no, 100% professional, because it's a professional show and people are being paid, or it's a professional program. I think where that might happen is where there's no contract, or where people are not being paid money, or they're just doing it for free, or they don't really know the conditions or what it's for. It's not televised, it's not a public show. Maybe people will be manipulated, or maybe if it's a celebrity, maybe on the other side, if it's a very big occasion, people might be so desperate to get there, they may be manipulated. I have the impression that if it's a celebrity program, they'll still have high, strong standards, but people surrounding the celebrities may manipulate them to say, you do this, I'll put you there. If you do this, I'll do it there. And because people are desperate, they don't know the celebrities' team themselves, the management team, whoever, they may be tempted to compromise because they think their compromise will get them there. So therefore, it means you just have to be very strong. You don't compromise your values because of fame or the prospect of fame or money, just because there's high prospects. You never compromise, because if you do, you're just allowing them to use you, and then the higher they are, the more people will see from the top that they've used you. So you don't allow yourself to be manipulated because it's a big person, it's a big show. You say, it doesn't matter, you're a human being, you're a model, and you expect to be treated like a professional. Where's the contract? How much will they pay you? What time do you start? What time do you finish? Where's the room for the female models? Where is the provision of food? Is there a hotel for the female models to stay in if you're tired? Where are the conditions? So what will avoid abuse and manipulation of conditions? Let them outline conditions. Know what they are before the program, know all the conditions. If there's any suspicious conditions, question them, make sure you find them out. So no matter how big or small the program, you don't get manipulated by a guarantee that will or won't follow through because of your ambition and them trying to use you because of your talent. And I went to America, I went to Model and Fashion Week Las Vegas. I met the nephew of Will Smith, K. Smith. He's a rapper. He stopped me, he said, "Are you a model?" I said, "Yeah." He said he wanted to like go out with me, but I was like, "Oh, okay." He showed me a picture of him and Will Smith, but he was trying to ask me to go to his hotel room. And I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" I was like, "What's going on here?" I was like, in my mind, I was like, I go to church, I sing in the choir. I was like, what is this? I'm saving myself for marriage. I have no intention to jump into someone's hotel room just because they're famous, they have money. So I was like, do you mean you want to invite me to sit down with you at the restaurant and have a meal? Would you like us to talk? Because in my mind, I was like, well, he is a celebrity. It would be kind of cool if someone walked past and took a picture and saw me with a famous guy, but in public. But I said, I personally am not mad. For example, I've never been drunk in my life for religious reasons, but also as a human being, as a woman, because at the back of my mind is if I was to drink alcohol, I could become unconscious. And if I could become unconscious, I may not be able to protect my body. Again, as a woman, at the back of my mind, if I go into the room with a man that I don't know, at the back of my mind is anything potentially could happen. Yes, we live in the 21st century and there's so much technology, everything you could call somebody. But the truth is, if you put yourself in danger deliberately, going to a room that you don't know, oh my gosh, as my dad says, why do you want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to spend your time praying or your life going through counseling to recover from something you never had to experience in the first place because you were just safe? So when I saw that opportunity, I could have said, oh, he's a celebrity, let me follow him to his room. But I'm not a fast person. I don't have any interest. I don't care how much money someone has in the world. My body is more precious. And as a Christian, the Bible says, my body is a temple of God's spirit. I worship God with my body. I shouldn't use my body against God or against his purposes or his will or his plans or his word. It should be holy. And also, Jesus paid the price for my body with his blood. That means I become priceless because of Christ, because of the blood of Christ, because of the cross Christ died on. And since I am now priceless, the only price a man can pay for me, I say to myself, is in marriage. And that price would be when he offers me a engagement ring, then a wedding ring, and we get married at an altar in a church before a priest and with witnesses. Beyond that, there's no other price anyone can pay. And that price that the man is paying is just to honor the price Christ has already paid for me with his sacrifice. So that's what I would say in conclusion. As a woman, you have to be so careful. Why I like driving, I don't go by public transportation, so that I'm not going out as a woman unsupervised or in a strange environment. When it's dark, I'm protected by my central locking. And if it rains, I don't get wet. If I'm carrying shopping, I don't have to carry it. It just goes on my car seat. Although we don't want to be so confident in technology or human resources that we forget God. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you make the most of what you have. And in all things, you still commit it to the hands of God.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's
thank
beautiful,
you.
Honestly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I love your style.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions? There's a lady on the phone, Mary. I'm not sure who that is. Hope you have any questions at all based on what Adunni has said so far or what we've discussed so far.
No, I have no question whatsoever. And she's well put it there that our body is a temple and Christ has paid the price for us. But it's very, very difficult out there. Like you said, don't put yourself in that situation. So I will advise definitely that our young ladies shouldn't put themselves in that situation.
Amen. In Jesus.
Honestly, it's not worth it. I've seen them the way they dress, and I question myself, well, wow, why do they have to dress like this? Why do they have to open that? Why do they have to do that? It's truly, I don't know, value, moral, they are brought up becomes to me.
Yeah.
You know, you said something, both of you said something earlier about being skinny. I've always been skinny, and I've always said to myself, I want to put on weight. I want to put on weight because I'm a lady. I'm not a teenager anymore. And I never put on weight, but I forget that my parents are skinny.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I eventually couldn't wait until lockdown, and I was very happy. Because I'm not a small lady, I'm a grown-up woman, I'm a mature lady, and I wanted to look mature with my body all robust,
Yeah.
So things you were saying, they're all really fit saying. We are ladies really truly have to don't put yourself in that situation.
Absolutely. And I think
one thing, Adunni, please, just sorry, Tonya.
Yeah.
I really admire your self-esteem. It's honestly, in a long while, it's been a long time since I've heard a lady, you understand, especially in that kind of profession that you are in, and still carries herself with this nostalgia, you understand? Where did you get that sense from? Is it your Christian background, family? Very impressive, anyway, honestly.
Well, this is going back for the last 10 years. I've had such a journey. In 2010, I've been singing in the choir. I noticed that when I started the church choir, the first day of choir practice, I was basically harassed on my way to church. I had to report the harassment to the police. It was by an Asian man who seemed to be mentally ill. Yeah. He was trying to push me against the wall. I said, oh my gosh, on my way to church, I was wearing all white. And I was wearing a white skirt from my waist to my ankles. So I was not inappropriately dressed. I don't dress inappropriately as a Christian. I was wearing like the most covered outfit of all in white. And this is when the harassment happened. So just to show you, it's not because of the clothes a woman is wearing. After I reported it to the police didn't really take it seriously. They said these cases won't go to court. But it just showed me, it made me feel, when you think about it strategically, Satan could be jealous of God's kingdom and what we do for God, because this is what the attack could have dissuaded me from going to serve God in the choir, but I still continue to serve God. Again, that was 1 year. Maybe the same year, another year, another man came to the church saying he wanted to marry me. That man, we went on dates. He took me out for my birthday. I said I wanted to go to the theatre. We went to the theatre. He then asked me to marry him and kind of proposed, not with a ring, but just saying, would you like to marry me? This and that. What kind of wedding do I want? Now, when this happened, I said, okay, do you know, we are quite new to each other. Why don't we take the time to date a little bit more and know each other for another 6 months and then come back and answer this question? But would you believe during that time, he didn't really listen to what I said as a leader in the church. I was in 5 teams in the church at the same time, 5 teams. He went away, he moved house. I helped him move house. And then he was being very quiet. When he stopped being quiet, he then broke up with me. Then he then tried to get back to me, or some strange things. To cut a long story short, this happened in 2010. At Christmas time, he tried to molest me in his house. I came straight from choir practice. I was wearing my jeans and a white top. Like basically cream. So again, I was in white as church. I was wearing cream and blue jeans, just simple clothing, nothing that's rude, because I was going to choir practice. My choir leader just said, Elizabeth, you're looking very nice today. Where are you going? She said, are you doing anything nice? I said, oh, I'm going on a date. Although it was in his house rather than in a restaurant as usual, because it was a new house he'd moved to, I wanted to go and see the new place. And because he was like a man or a brother from the church, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it would be a problem because he's a Christian male, because I saw him as a Christian in church, reading the Bible and everything. When I went to his house, we were sitting down and he was trying to like touch my body. I was very shocked. I said, oh my gosh, why is this man who wanted to marry me, who had actually asked the pastor before he took me out on a date to see if it was okay to marry me, before he even asked me the question, he'd asked the pastor, who was like not just a spiritual leader, he was like my father in church. That's how close everyone was in that church, and how close I was, because I helped their ministry start as a young lady. So I said, oh my gosh, he was trying to touch my breast. I was like this, I froze. I was shocked. I said, oh my gosh. Never in my life have I gone out with a church man that was trying to do that. I was not prepared. My mind didn't go to expect that man is trying to do that to me. I've come from the choir practice. Imagine you've come from the presence of God. So anyway, I think he saw that I was uncomfortable and he stopped doing whatever he was that he was trying to do that no man had done. Because my first boyfriend was on campus as a grade 8 pianist, a medical student. He's not a Christian, but he went to Christian meetings. He never harassed me. He never touched me. We kissed after 8 weeks.
There's a lot of information.
Yeah, sorry. But anyway, the long story is, after that happened, I managed to get away. and he didn't carry out what he was planning, but I was still psychologically and emotionally shocked, and I felt uncomfortable because I was serving in the church and I had to stand up in front of him and still do things while he was watching me, and I felt like he was a creep, and I didn't tell anyone at the time. But why I'm saying this is to say, when that incident happened, it made me determined in my mind that I shouldn't be treated that way as a woman. I shouldn't be made to feel uncomfortable in my own church or my own environment. And no man should be disrespecting a woman who is a child of God, who's standing before God to praise God, because I am God's child and God doesn't want a man to treat me that way in his presence. That gave me the resolve to say, even though he came back to church, that same man came back within 2 weeks with a pregnant woman. That baby was born in August. So when I looked at the chronology, that woman got pregnant when I had gone to the theatre, which means he was two-timing.
Oh dear.
So I said, oh my gosh, imagine starting a marriage with such a man. But anyway, when that situation unfolded, the point of this is it shows me the Bible says that 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near us in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. So I said, Satan wanted me to fall down because this man wanted to do something wrong, but I resisted. Where I resisted, another woman fell down because she came back to church and she was pregnant outside of marriage with the same man. And we found out that maybe this woman was even a stranger. So again, he didn't even know that woman long again. He was impregnating her, and she would, if not for things going well, they may not have stayed together. She could have ended up in council housing with a child to someone she doesn't know. Well, that man could be any kind of character. It's so dangerous. But that experience in church showed me that men may try to test boundaries, but you as a woman should be strong, and if you need to, run. So when I saw that in church, I saw this was not the first man. I don't know what happened, but this man tried to test things. Although he's supposed to honor me, to ask me to marry him and be patient, he was trying to test me. When I went to Las Vegas, this was a rich, famous guy. He was trying to test me as well by saying, come to my bedroom, my hotel room. So, and in fashion, on the last 10 years, other men have tried to test me as well. Come here, do this, follow me. And I said, maybe it's to do with my age, because I was 25 then and I was looking young and slim. I don't know what it was. And the truth is probably some of these men are not Christian. That's why they're behaving. Maybe that's how they behave to other girls. I don't know. Yeah. But when I saw that little experience, it made me realize quickly, don't put myself in any unsafe position. And if you see a man behaving like that, be sharp and strong. The Bible says, be wise as servants and innocent as doves. So that's what gave me the strength when I went to Vegas and I saw that man talking that way. I said, aha, this is another man like that one in church. Because instead of saying, I want to take you out for a meal, he's trying to take me somewhere. Instead of to honor me publicly and to flaunt me as a woman, he's trying to
dishonor you.
He's trying to dishonor, and marriage is about honor. That dishonor doesn't lead to marriage. Honor is what leads to a lasting, or what leads to into marriage, to begin to talk about what's lasting. So for young women, I would say, look for a man or listen to the man that's going to honor you before your pastor, your parents, and be consistent, not disappear or say odd things, who you can see his character, and background and association. So those three things. What you see, he's a church guy, or he's good friends, he's got a good job or good education, pursuing a good career, and his character is good. He doesn't get too angry, he won't harm you, he won't hurt you, he won't force you to do something, he won't try and dishonor you. He's going to publicly honor you and tell people about you gently introduce good things, and most importantly of all, he has good plans for your life as a woman. He's not just putting you in his plans because of himself, or to bring you down, or to be jealous of you, but however he feels about you, he loves you so much, he wants to push you to the top or push you forward. That's the good, right man. So I've been through some unpleasant experiences of harassment, but I just encourage women to be strong in yourself, be quick. If you see a man say that he wants to give you a hug, you say, oh, why do I need to hug you? Why can't I just wave to you?
You can't even hug now. Coronavirus.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now that you have hugging. You can only do
even your husband said before you come, you say, have a shower first before you can do your test. Thank God there's like test now.
Help people, because now you have Zoom auditions and you have Zoom everything, so you don't even have to be in the same room as a man.
Wow. Thank you so much. God, it's been such an enlightening evening. You've made our day. I think we need to bring you in more, because we need this kind of entertainment. We've not really talked a lot with entertainers, have we, Mr. Bumi?
Exactly.
We need to bring them back. Our musicians, our entertainers, our DJs, let them come in and enlighten us. And I'm so happy because I've worked in NTA, I've worked in the studio in Nigeria, Digitrack Studios, and all this, a lot of people I've worked with them. I've worked with editors, I've worked with TV producers. And before I came here, and you get this problem in Nigeria, like you said, in Nigeria, they do try to harass you. A lot of them did, you know. And for what you, like you said, self-control, self-discipline is very important. And these people now, 20 years down the line, 50 years down the line, you look back at them and you think, oh, the man is, they're not your best friends. Why? They respect you, they value you, you know. And don't forget, the entertainment industry, especially in Nigeria, is very small. Not only in Nigeria, anywhere. If you're in the Hollywood industry, whatever happens to you think is happening behind closed doors, it's a lie. It goes round, because if somebody is going to cast you for another role, they'll say, ah, that girl, oh, that boy, forget him, Jerry, I know. So, and that way, it messes up the person's name. So it's good to keep your integrity as ladies, respect yourselves. You never know where you're going to meet tomorrow. Don't let anybody tarnish your opportunity in life, especially in the entertainment industry. I know it's been very quiet now. It's going to start again, possibly from October or December. And if you're going out there, you think you're desperate, you think, be careful, like Miss Adunni have said and Miss Opa said. I don't think because you were slim before, you don't force yourself to be slim again. Don't force yourself to be what you are not, you know. Let nature take its course, you know. It does not just about men, it's about women as well. There are men as there are male models out there. Don't be too desperate about you fall into the wrong hands. And, you know, when I had my son was 3 months old. I used to do a lot of TV shot, not like you, I'm not professional like you here. But then at those time I had to go to I spent 3 days in Yorkshire. And to do a little bit of TV production. That's one of, I could not do it when I came here because of my children, but I had to leave my children and with my husband to go away. But when I went for those 3 days, like you said, I had my contract, I had the conditions, I knew what I was going to, I knew the people I was going to stay with. No, and then by the time I came back, with, well, anyway, I came back safe because I knew where I was going. You know, so the same thing we're saying here, before you go anywhere, make sure you know the conditions, you have your contract. If they don't give you, if you can get a lawyer to help you anything you're doing, please try and do it. If you can get an agent, try and do it. That way you are safe. You know,
absolutely. What you're saying is right. Yeah.
That's right. So with this note, I want to say thank you again. It's been a lovely 1.5 hours, isn't it? We've learned a lot from today's.
It's been fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We just got a newcomer coming, Mr. Kunle. Welcome. Miss O, thank you for joining us today. I'm so grateful to have you here.
Thanks, Glory.
Miss Mary or Mrs. Mary, I don't know who you are. You've not showed your face. You've not even said anything, but thank you for coming. Mr. Obabumi, I'm so grateful for your support as usual. And then Miss Elizabeth Adunni Haruna. Don't forget, I'm just going to quickly did I just say quickly? I'm being very egotic now. Quickly. Okay, now from Newi, so maybe that's why. You cannot throw away your accent for long. So Miss Adunni's details are here. I'm going to just add it on. I'm going to add it on Facebook as well. Please contact Adunni if you've got any live events, fashion shows, TV events. I mean, she's a host. She hosts events as well. She can help you organize your shows. She acts as well. If you have any TV presentation, you've heard her speak. She's very affluent with what she says, and she's very, very confident within herself. Any role, any support, any opportunities you think you might want to work with Adunni, please get in touch with her. Contact her, and she'll be there for you. And she also.
Do you still sing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You sing, she sings. Don't you sing, Adunni? She even writes poems.
Yes,
well.
I still sing in the church choir, but you know, we have actually been on Zoom. So what I do, if I'm doing midweek service, I'll sing, maybe lead a chorus, or just sing with the worship team along with the main service. I'll join in from my home. Then I have attended different international women's days programs and poetry programs between London, Leicester, and Luton. So I've sung at those programs. Sometimes I've been paid. to do my poetry or singing. I've been on the radio with singing and poetry and singing, and TV as well.
Yes, you do.
I have a BBC article coming up soon, hopefully in the next month. Hopefully it'll be out. So I'll let you know as soon as that comes out. That won't be singing, that'll be more to do fashion and my faith, fashion and faith. But I still sing, I still write poetry. I've written so many poems recently in the last few weeks. I've written I've been writing some powerful quotes on my Facebook page. Let me tell you one or two if you've got 5 minutes. Can I share with you?
Please, yeah. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, literally. Tell me if to stop when you want to. So this is literally, I wanted to get something called Ebony magazine. You might know from America. I grew up reading Ebony and Jet, especially Ebony, and I realized it closed down in maybe 2017. And I was like, oh no, I really wanted to read more of it because it inspires me as a Black woman. I got Essence magazine delivered to my home instead.
Yeah.
When I read about some of the things there, such as what Black Americans have been through, it inspired me to write. And what I saw, that there was something used to be called Black Wall Street, which is where Black people got together and became so powerful that they built their own city within America of theaters, of hotels, of transportation links, of schools and hospitals, of so many things. But because of because of a harassment issue claim between a 19-year-old Black boy and 17-year-old white girl in an elevator or something, they raised Black Wall Street in Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, America, to the ground. People lost their lives. People died. People were killed. People were
Adunni, sorry, we can't see your
video.
video. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I don't have a video. I'm just going to read from my page.
Okay.
So this is what I wrote.
Are you sharing? Are you supposed to be sharing something?
Do you want me to? I don't know if I can share this. I'm going to read it to you because I don't know if I can share. Facebook.
No, just show your picture while you're reading. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Got you. Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Don't worry. So I'm just literally going to say one or two quotes that inspired me from what I read. So this is what I read. So here. Okay. So this is what I said. Back to Black.
Yeah.
I have a dream. I see my children there on the red carpet, where my children are not judged by the content of their character and nor the color of their skin, but by the character of their talent. Black Hollywood. Now, I said here, next, that's just my ambition for my own children, based upon Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King's ambition, and Martin Luther King Day. Now, this says, Essence magazine has culturally awakened me. Black publishing has encouraged me and played an integral part of my Black teen self-esteem in the UK. And I called myself Crazy Rich African Adunni. So it's talking about Black literature, Black writing, empowering Black women. This one is about guns in America. In his name, it says, not in my name. The Second Amendment of the Gun Constitution, of the disproportionate force of security of land protection of the innocent unto proven guilty. The 2,000-year-old gospel saying, thou shalt not murder, and yet God has not come down. God has said he shall not be mocked. Of the retributional justice of the institutionalized engineering of deliberations of the system that says they are exerting more power than God because they decide when to take a life for any deemed contravention of relevant human law, versus the biblical age-old scriptures that say you live and die once before judgment, not in my name, not anymore. Now, did everyone understand what I was saying?
Thank you so much. I want you, that aspect of Adunni's poetry and literacy knowledge and skills are all on Adunni's #KingdomHeartsM page. So I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. You just have to go and make it like I have to leave now. So I'm just so sorry, Adunni. But please, if you need to get more information about Adunni's blogs, Adunni's citations and quotations and poetries and music, and just go on to Kingdom Heart.
KingdomHeart.com. And I'm just going to say one phrase, if you don't mind, literally seconds. This is the last closing statement I have about Black Power. Okay. The children of Israel won a nation. We can win a state. So what am I saying? Through what the Jews have suffered, they've been given a country. Black people have suffered too in transatlantic slave trade. We can win America. What am I saying? Give us our own land. Give us our own power, our own money, because we have already suffered. We've already sweated in the fields for our inheritance, and we haven't received it. Israel won a state. Israel won a nation. Israel, the nation of Israel, where it is now. We can win a state. We can win America.
Well, okay. You're taking us out of our continent. You're taking us all the way to America.
Exactly, out of Europe.
Out of England. You should say, what I would expect you to say is, Africans can win back Africa. Yeah, wow. We can win back Africa because that's God has given us a continent. So let's leave that for another topic.
My point for Africans is, why are Africans and Indians behaving like educated criminals? 419.
That is for another topic, madam.
That's another time. There we go.
Thank you so much. Miss Adunni is a very knowledgeable and very intelligent lady. If we let her continue, we will leave here today. I always like discussing with her. She's very. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to say good night. Thank you, and hope to speak with you all in 2 weeks' time again when we have another topic and a new guests that will be attending the show as well. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Adunni. Thank you, Mr. Babumi. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mr. Adewaya Wojobi. God bless you all.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.